hate when that happens. Anyways, we're gonna talk about a very special video game that's created by none other than Don Bluth himself, Dragon's Lair. A 2D animated game where you have to press up, down, left, right, and then swing your shoulder around. Plain and simple stuff. The story is also plain and simple. Guy saying to check. That's all you do. But if you do the wrong thing, you'll end up dead. Unfortunately, we're not going to talk about the entirety of the animation, and mostly its sequel. Yes, there's even a sequel, Dragon's Lair 2, Time Warp. But somehow the animation looks a bit better. And he has kids. And yeah, what she said, that she's been kidnapped again in the sequel. First one, you do fight the evil dragon's dialogue. In the sequel, he defeats the evil Lord Dark. Best thing about Dragon Slayer games are the animation. Does do exactly the same thing but different animations. Where our hero has to fight snakes, monsters, skeletons, and all sorts of things like that. And not to mention Space Ace that Don Bluth also did as well. But unfortunately, we're actually going to talk about the NES game, Don Bluth's Dragon Slayer, which I heard lots of people really did not like this game. Because the cartridge of this game being slightly different than the cartoons. Not to mention the short TV series, which nobody remembers watching. And Space Ace does that too. Here's the 8-bit game. This game is done by a different company called Iliad Systems, which I'm not too familiar about the company. This game does play basically the same as Dragon Slayer. Take one hit, you'll die. Unfortunately, this game ain't easy. It's pretty hard. I remember the AVGN tried to get past the first stage and he keeps dying over and over again. Because we get a bit of short animation of Dirk the Daring. It's crouching down with the short animation, which is actually not bad. But get used to it, you'll be doing that quite a lot. And how many lives you got and collect gold. And each end of the level you'll fight 8 mini bosses and time your jumps perfectly. And I like how it shows some still images on what stage you're in. Kind of like the same as Dragon's Lair, the first game. Except a few differences. First of all, you saw a bit of bats attack Dirk the Daring, and you see a little bit of his health bar, which is right up here where I'm pointing. Takes a short amount of damage. I guess the bigger enemies are more of a threat than the bats are. You have to time your jumps perfectly to get this far in and collect all G's, which are actually gold. E for energy. Not to mention the game's 8 bits. Sure don't look half bad for an old NES game. And the music's okay to listen to. But it comes to show that old games like these in the system will have some slight minor problems. I do have this game, but I never played it because I heard it's pretty bad. It's also on the Super Nintendo because of course it is. Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Sega CD, even on the DS, even on the Wii that's a little bit too expensive from GameStop. But it does have the same graphics as the animated counterpart. In the third Dragon's Lair game, called Dragon's Lair 3D, which I tried to play on my Xbox 360, but it didn't work. I can only probably play the game even on a regular Xbox system. There's just not much else to talk about it. This is none other than just a platforming game that you've seen many times before. Where you throw your weapons at enemies, you have to dodge deadly traps and all that stuff. Plain and simple stuff. And you find the final boss, which is obviously the Dragon's Lair, avoiding a baby dragon start attacking you in one hit, you'll die. Just watch out. Like you just saw right there, one hit, you die. And be careful not to fall into the water. And avoid the bubbles. Friggin' bubbles! And once you get to the very end, you'll finally face Starg, the final boss, the main dragon. Well, the final battle's not all that epic if you play the arcade one. It's slightly better. But I'll give it credit, the animation on both of these characters aren't actually half bad. And you get gold bonus, and we get a short ending that says, "Congratulations, our hero has triumphed. Daphne is saved from Darm's evil clutches. May you both live happily ever after." Until they did and more sequels, also in the future of Dragon's Lair games, and they were going to do a Dragon's Lair movie, but that never happened. And it got cancelled. And that was Dragon's Lair, the NES. Plain and simple stuff. It's short, it's plain and simple, actually pretty hard. I can't believe I'm saying this. This game ain't the greatest or the best one from the NES. It's on the bad side of other games. And there's just not much else to say about this game that you've seen these many times before. It's a platforming game. You have to pick up items, do this, do that, all that classic game cliches you've seen before. If you want to play Dragon's Lair, play the arcade one. Just probably buy the DVD one. That's actually a game. And that sequel. Because they're actually way cheaper. Before I wrap this up, I have the sequel right here. One second. open it and I'll just show you the cover. I'll just show you the cover. Here it is. It's right here, right on my hand. I'm holding it right now. It says PlayStation 2 completed. It doesn't even matter. It can still work on an Xbox 360, Xbox, PlayStation 3, or PlayStation 4 or Xbox One. It doesn't matter. Anyways, here's the back of the cover. Pretty neat, right? It says right here, Master for DVD, okay, blah, 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 Land Before Time, and American Tail. This is actually a pretty awesome cover, since we got this for like, I would say $1 from eBay before, because finding this wasn't easy. I do have the first one, but it's in the kitchen somewhere, and we got it for like $1 cheaper. And for Space Ace, which is right here, I'm going to have to move these carefully. It's underneath these games, and I only had to hold this camera and... Shit! Pick those up in a moment. Anyways, here's Space Ace. Pretty cool, right? And here's the back of the cover, blah blah blah. You know the rest. It's playing game. It's already been 12 minutes, blah blah. You'll see the rest of it on YouTube anyways. It's pretty awesome. All of them are pretty cool. Now I have to pick up all the games I just stacked up together. See you then, folks. You like, subscribe, blah blah blah. You get the ideas. And every time I say it, you know where this is going. So I give Dragon Slayer for the NES a 3 out of 10. It's just not really the best game out there. Or at least they try their best. But it's just an old NES game. So see you then!